Missouri Sports Network.
Hello, Missouri sports fans, and welcome to the MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage here on high school game day, May the 12th, 2023. Coming to you live from the Pizza Ranch studio, and as always, brought to you by Liuna Laborers Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Also presented by Great Southern Bank with more than 100 locations in 6 states. They care as much about your money as you do. Member FDIC. Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks. We go to Russellville, Missouri, and we bring in the defending Class II state champion, Russellville High School baseball team with head coach Lucas Branson. Coach Branson, hey, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
Coach, coming off of a state championship a year ago, tell the viewers a little bit about what you lost to graduation and what you've had to replace and who's filled in some of those roles.
Well, we had last year 3 guys graduate for us. Landon Wagner kind of came off the bench and filled that role. And then we had 2 guys in the starting lineup, Logan Sonoto and Isaiah Kaufman, that were big pieces to our success last spring. And, we've had a multitude of guys step up throughout this spring to fill the void, both left in the lineup offensively. Going into the season, one of our concerns was just what we were going to do offensively with losing a big impact bat with what Logan had, and then also what Isaiah gave us in the leadoff spot. And, we've had a couple different lineup combinations, but so far this year we've scored over 300 runs, and offense has been, one of our stronger suits, doing a good job with getting a lot of extra base hits and, sneaking a few balls over the fence. I've got Chris Seaver sitting here next to me. He's leading the team this year in home runs, hitting in the leadoff spot, and has really done an outstanding job filling into that role. Jake Schulte's a returning catcher for us that is hitting in the 2 spot, which I know is a spot that he's really comfortable with. But we've had a lot of returning players coming back from last spring, but we've also had some guys step up and fill some of those needs for us to be successful again this season.
Coach, as you come into this season, you're 23-8 right now at this point. Was there maybe a point during the season where you felt like, hey, we've got a chance now to maybe make another run? And it may have been before the first pitch was thrown of the season.
I think that we really felt like before the season even started with 7 returning starters that we were going to have a chance to be really successful again this spring. Consistency has been a big thing for us, making sure that we're playing every pitch and every inning at the level that we're capable of playing at. And we're still trying to get to that point where we're playing our best baseball, but we know that we've got, big week ahead of us next week with the district tournament starting. And we feel like we haven't peaked yet. So that's good. We've gone through a pretty challenging schedule and had some ups and downs and dealing with some injuries here and there throughout. But, our kids are continuing to work hard. We're focused on staying positive and competing and controlling everything that we can within the game.
Got a couple of young men there along with you, a couple of seniors that have actually already gotten out of school, but they've come back in to be a part of it. Tell us a little bit about Jake and Chris behind you.
Jake Schulte's been our starting catcher basically his whole entire high school career. Both these guys missed out on a freshman season due to the COVID shutdown, and Jake's filled in. He's a great leader behind the plate, calls the game for us, does a fantastic job. He's hitting the 2 spot for us pretty consistently over the last basically year, going back to the middle of April last season. And then Chris Seaver, another senior that plays a variety of positions for us. We've asked him to move and play on the infield a little bit, which is a little bit out of his comfort zone, but he accepted that role and really worked hard to do the best he could. But he's best for us out in center field or behind the plate whenever we need Jake in to be pitching for us. And, like I said earlier, Chris has been in the leadoff spot. He's really stepped up his offensive production to the point that, he's hitting the ball as hard as probably anybody in our area. And then Jake is a very consistent worker. He's been, over the last couple of weeks, been doing a good job of focused on driving the ball in the middle of the field. And we're seeing him starting to get hot, which is, about what he's due for in the month of May is what kind of Jake's been kind of that clutch player for us. So we know we've got some big at-bats coming out of him over the next several weeks.
Well, Jake, first off, hey, welcome to the show. Glad you hung around.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Tell the viewers just a little bit about, at the catching role, what your responsibilities are and roles.
I being behind the plate, you're kind of in control of the whole game, especially when you're calling pitches, controlling the pace of the game, controlling the pace of your pitcher. I really try to be kind of a vocal leader out there, make sure everybody's in their spots, making sure everybody's ready to play before the game, getting everybody kind of fired up. I like to try. I'm not a very vocal person, but I like to try to be as vocal as possible on the baseball field, in the dugout, out of the dugout, just trying to do everything I can for the team. Behind the plate, I really enjoy working with my pitchers, really getting to know what they want to throw. A lot of new guys this year throwing, so it's been fun getting to learn what they like to do, getting to work with them, and just like to do my part, play my role.
What do you kind of go through as far as preparation? How do you kind of get prepared, on a game by game basis with the pitcher? Are you looking at film, or are you looking at reports, or are you just pretty familiar maybe with a lot of teams that you play?
We like to do just before the game, talking about what we like to throw, what we're feeling good with, what off speed we're feeling good with, how the arm's feeling, and I like to just kind of get them hyped up, get them ready to go, because got a lot of young guys throwing this year. Let them know that, hey, it's confidence out there. Confidence is key. Very important part of the game. And that's pretty much what we do. Just kind of get hyped up, get ready to go, get focused in.
How's your preparation different on days you're going to pitch? Well, what are you doing different as far as getting prepared?
Oh, man, pitching's a totally different ball game for me. I like to try to just kind of stay to myself a little bit, try to focus in on what I need to do for my team, make pitches, try to go through at bats in my mind, get mindset ready. Because believe it or not, pitching is not my strong suit. Just kind of get thrown into it sometimes, and I enjoy doing it for my team, but I would much rather be behind the plate for sure.
Talk a little bit about the relationship with the umpire behind you. What has that been like, and do you have your favorites, and do you have maybe your not so favorites?
Oh,
you don't have.
We definitely got favorites back there, but I like to try to talk to him as much as possible back there. Coming back after a bat where he got squeezed a little bit is kind of a tough one, but I like to be really picky at the plate, really try to make them work back there, see if they're consistent or not, really test them. But I usually try to make pretty positive vibe back there with the umpire.
Very good. Well, hey, I certainly appreciate you coming in, being part of or hanging around, I guess, and being part of the show. Best of luck as you head into districts, and maybe we'll get a chance to see you up here again at the Final Four here at Ozark, Missouri.
Hopefully, I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet. And Coach, who do we have next?
Chris Seaver. Chris is another senior for us. Like I said, he fills a variety of roles, playing in the outfield primarily for us. He's definitely one of the best defensive center fielders in our area, if not in the state, for Class 2. Gets a great read on balls, and then offensively, he's had just a tremendous year right now. He's one of the top guys offensively in several different categories, but he's just been probably the best season that he could imagine having for us this spring.
Sir, Chris, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Do you have a favorite position?
Yeah, center field for sure.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about how you get prepared. Let's say you're playing tonight. What are you doing throughout the day to kind of get mentally prepared for your game?
I'm not really super big on preparation. I'm not super focused throughout the day. I like to lock in right before the game. If I really overthink stuff and think too hard into it, that's where things can really go wrong for me. I cannot overthink it because then I would probably get mad.
Chris can be very emotional at times.
About where do you hit in the lineup, Chris?
What's up?
Where do you hit in the lineup?
I top one. lead off.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about just, what are you doing? What's kind of your approach here that you lead every game off? So you're the first batter that sees that pitcher. What's going through your mind, and what are your goals in that initial at bat of a game?
Hit the first fastball every time. Because 9 out of 10 times you're getting fastball, so take advantage.
You guys played in this game or played in the state championship a year ago. Are there do you feel like there's an advantage knowing that you've been through the districts, through the quarters, I mean, you're kind of postseason tested. Are you going to rely on that experience a little?
Absolutely. That will for sure help our team as we go through. We don't have a bunch of young guys, so we all have a little bit of postseason experience, and knowing what it's going to take to fight and knowing that it could be the end if we don't win and fight back, I think that'll really help us carry through.
Very good. Very good. So what do you guys got going on between now and districts?
Graduation.
They have graduation tonight, so they've got a busy weekend.
Busy weekend. Well, Chris, again, congratulations on a tremendous season and best of luck, and hopefully we'll get to see you in Ozark as well.
Thank you.
Coach, first off, I want to thank you for helping set this up. And as you look at your district, obviously Eugene's the 1 seed. They got you earlier this year. What did you learn from that game?
Well, I think the biggest takeaway from that is just being focused and playing every inning as well as we possibly can. We got a lead in that game early and then had some, mental and physical errors that kind of took place in the middle of the game. We came back, tied it on, a couple big hits. I think Chris hit a home run to tie the game in that. And then, we allowed them to get the momentum back. So our guys know that, Eugene's being, kind of our neighbor, one of our biggest rivals over the the last several years that, we've played them in some district championships in the past. And, we know that they're going to be at their best. We know that it's going to take our best to be able to get through that. But, we got to start with the first game for us, which will be against New Bloomfield or New Haven winner from their game today. We've been successful a couple times against New Bloomfield this spring so far, but we know that Coach Forsythe there at New Bloomfield is going to make sure that his guys are focused and ready. And New Haven, if they're able to get out of that game as well, will be where we start with our focus on Sunday from a preparation standpoint, leading into Monday's game.
Outstanding. You guys relatively healthy going into the postseason?
Yeah, we're getting close. We've got a couple guys that have been battling some injuries. We've got a chance to, be as close to full strength probably into next week as we have been over the last several weeks, which will be good. It's been a little bit of a challenge for us really over the last month. We've got guys that just kind of been banged up and dealing with some things. So, the goal is to be playing your best at this time of the season. We went through a little bit of a slump last week, but have played a lot better this week, winning the 3 games that we had on the schedule. So kind of going in with some momentum and continuing to, take steps to get better.
All right. Well, Coach Branson, I certainly appreciate you and Jake and Chris being available for the show, and best of luck as you go into districts. And I've got a little soundtrack here. Just we had a little pre-visit, so I just wanted to run that through. See have you guys heard that song before? We had a little pre-show visit about Top Gun, but gentlemen, I certainly appreciate it, and I wish you all the best of luck, and hopefully we'll get to see you at Ozark.
We will be there. Thank you.
You bet. You bet. You're watching the Missouri Sports Network at MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow.
The qualities in a truck that are most important are reliability, just really great function.
Having truck is pretty much a necessity to getting to most of these locations. Oftentimes it's narrow, steep, loose, rough, rocky roads.
Having a truck is essential to every part of what we do, from picking up material for the home to delivering the home.
Always carrying something, pulling something.
It's something that we use every single day here.
Banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what